Şimdi Amerika ve İngiltere'den önemli konuklarımız bizlerle olacak. Panelimizin başlığı müşteri memnuniyeti. Lüks yemek endüstrisinin geleceği ne olacak? Moderatörümüz Anneka olacak. MJMK Grup Birleşik Krallık Restoran Müdürü. MJMK hakkında kısaca bilgi aktarmak istiyorum sizlere. Şirket Jake Casimov ve Marco Mendes tarafından 2018 yılında kuruldu ve ilk olarak London Bridge'de Portekiz ruhunu yansıtan Casa do Frango'yu açtılar. 2022'de Casa do Frango Piccadilly'yi ve 2023'te Casa do Frango Victoria'yı açtılar. Şef liderliğindeki restoranlar Col ile başladı ve 2020'de Meksikalı şef Santiago Lastra ile ortaklaşa olarak açıldı. Col, uluslararası alanda Londra'nın en iyi restoranlarından biri olarak tanındı. Şef Santiago Lastra 2021'de GQ Yılın Şefi ödülünü ve Col, La Liste Avrupa'nın en iyi yeni restoran ödülünü kazandı. Col 2022'de Michelin yıldızı aldı ve bu yıldızı 2023'te korudu. Ayrıca 2024'te dünyanın en iyi 50 restoranında 17. sırada yer aldı. 2022'de dünyaca ünlü Portekizli şef Nuno Mendes'le ortaklaşa Lisbona'yı açtılar. 2024'te Ulusal Restoran Ödülleri'nde 79. sıraya layık görüldü ve Michelin rehberi ve dünyanın en iyi 50 keşif listesinde yer aldı. Ve şimdi panelimizin anonsunu yaparak ilk olarak moderatörümüzü davet edeceğim. Dear guests, the title of our next panel is Customer Satisfaction, What Does the Future Hold for the Fine Dining Industry? And first of all, I would like to invite to the stage our moderator, Miss Anneka, MJMK Group Restaurant Director from United Kingdom. Alkışlarınızla. Welcome. Değerli konuşmacılarımızı davet etmek istiyorum. Amerika Birleşik Devletleri'nden Nağ'ın Hospitality kurucusu Sayın Ellia bizlerle olacak. Nağ'ınla ilgili kısaca bilgi aktarmak istiyorum sizlere. Nağ'ın ismi Korece'de daha iyi anlamına geliyor. Bu isim grubun dünyaya daha iyi bir mutfak, daha iyi bir hizmet ve daha iyi bir kültür sunma misyonunu yansıtıyor. I would like to invite to the stage our first panelist, Miss Ellia, Nağ'ın Hospitality founder from United States of America. Alkışlarınızla. Evet. Ve ikinci konuşmacımız Birleşik Krallık'tan Col Genel Müdürü Sayın Edie Jobson bizlerle olacak. Kendisi konaklama sektöründe çalışmadan önce London College of Fashion'da eğitim gördü. Jackson Boxer St. Leonard's'da başkanlık etti ve Col restorana zengin bir deneyim getirdi. I would like to invite to the stage our second panelist, Miss Edie Jobson, Col General Manager from United Kingdom. Alkışlarınızla.
Okay, amazing. Thank you, everyone. We're here to talk about fine dining. Ellia, obviously from Atomics, and Edie from Cole, both incredible restaurants. Atomics just being number 6 in the world, 50 best, and Cole number 17. Amazing achievement. Also, congratulations, Ellia, this morning. Number 3 most powerful people in fine dining in America. So round of applause. Amazing. I wanted to discuss with you what fine dining really is, what it means, and what the future holds for it. I think it's a really important discussion. And I'd love to start with the first question, being a personal one, and asking you, Ellia, what is fine dining to you?
The fine dining means probably the creating and crafting about the experience, but you can change a little more personal thing these days. I think back in the day, fine dining was a little more Hollywood movie, like a velvet, chandelier, the black and white suit, and Swanee service. Compared to nowadays, fine dining service a little more like personal documentary about sharing the personal experience. That's how I'm thinking about fine dining these days.
Amazing. Edie, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think if you'd asked me 10 years ago, my answer would have been completely different. It's the white tablecloths, the soigné service, the food that's served in a certain way. And I'm sad that that's kind of going down, but at the same time, I think it's leading towards more of an experience-based dining. People go to have a whole rounded experience, an education, to learn information, to interact with people, as opposed to the uncomfortable almost. I was excited to go to these restaurants, but I was uncomfortable to sit in them at the same time. I think that that's changing.
Amazing. I think what you're touching on there as well with like the interaction is like the importance of storytelling as well within the restaurant. I know especially at Cole and Atomix that kind of really defines, and it's just a massive, distinct narratives behind the concepts. Edie, for you at Cole, what's the importance of storytelling?
I mean, it's massive. I think, especially for us at Cole, and I think some of your team will agree with this as well, Ellia, is we're majority not Mexican, and we are so proud to represent a country that we're not necessarily a part of. And how do you do that, and how do you do it in the right way? It's through the storytelling. It starts with like every time we have a new dish, it's Santiago that teaches us about it, teaches us about the cultural heritage, teaches us about his inspiration and what we're doing to make it Cole. And I think we always, with our storytelling, follow a structure. You know, it starts with the Mexican heritage, the British ingredients, and what we've done that's very different to other places. So, for example, we have a mole dish on the menu, and we would start that with saying, have you had mole before? Which almost sounds patronising, but 70% of our guests haven't had it. So we start with the cultural heritage of mole, and then we go into, this is one of the 7 famous moles of Oaxaca, a coloradito, which is normally between 25 and 40 ingredients, fruits, nuts, chilies, chocolate. But we've done it using only 3, which none of which are chocolate. It's rye grain, koji, and dried chilies. And you know, you watch the guests having a bite of that dish after you've given them the history and what you've done and what you've managed to achieve without following tradition. And you definitely see from them a heightened level of enjoyment. And I think that wouldn't be there had we just put the dish in front of them and walked away.
I think if I add a little more, the innovation is connected with education. That is what the fine dining looks these days. So what we are doing in Atomix, we are doing the menu card for every single course. As you mentioned, the Korean cuisine is not for everyone yet. So for example, the French cuisine and Spanish cuisine is part of our life these days. Italian cuisine, love pizza and like pasta. But if I say kanjang or panchan, still non-Korean people doesn't know what that means is. So we are doing the menu card to educate and share the experience. I think that is the role of the fine dining these days, about the educate, the sharing, the experience.
Amazing. I think also for the team involved, right, to be able to tell the story as well, it kind of keeps them engaged as well as the guests dining. Amazing. Thank you. Edie. Oh, actually, no, sorry, I'm going to go to Ellia first here. Looking back at your career, how do you think fine dining has changed and evolved? What part have you played in that?
I think the fine dining is a very special place in our culture at large. I mean, we have a restaurant a little more casual, so along with Atoboy, but Atomix restaurant as a fine dining is very different. So Atomix, as the restaurateur at the fine dining restaurant, I feel like the fine dining has a voice to change the city and country. Fine dining, I feel like I'm become the ambassador of the Korean cuisine around the world to talk about the Korean cuisine. And the casual restaurant is a very important role in the community, but fine dining restaurant I can feel, wow, this is a power that can change the country. Now through the Atomix, our guests is come to Korea to experience the Korean culture. And many of our regular guests, they speak Korean too. They know about the Korean vocabulary. There is a thing I can feel about, wow, my role has been changed so much. When I started Atomix first day, and nowadays, it's a fine dining grows, I feel like I power of our national country about our cuisine.
Wow, powerful. Number 3.
Very powerful.
Thanks, Nancy. What challenges in fine dining, Edie, do the restaurants face when it comes to hiring, recruiting, and how do you ensure that the turnover stays really low and that you're really kind of creating this healthy, safe working environment?
So many is the answer. I've always lived off the ethos that it's cool to care and it's cool to show that passion. And I think a lot about it. For back of house, for chefs, hospitality is a career that's really honoured. And I can't speak for other countries, but for the UK, front of house just hasn't had that same level of respect. It's often been a job that people do on the sideline or a job they do as a stopgap. And how do you change that? How do you change that view? And how do you find the right people? So it starts from the hiring process, and it's become less and less important to look at a CV. I don't care about people's experiences, I just don't. I want to have them sat in front of me. I want to see their body language. I want to ask them what their favourite restaurant is. I want to see what they do at the weekend, because that shows their morals, it shows their outlook on life, and from that you can have a great career in this industry. Experience is not necessarily important. And then once you have those people that you think it's cool to care, that's when the hard work starts, because the market is, it's really challenging to keep them. People want those people everywhere. And it's about many things. It's about really kind of managing individually, not managing as a team. Some people's strengths are other people's weaknesses, and really playing to those and ensuring that you have a well-rounded, group. Alongside regular one-to-ones with everyone, no matter what their position, you really need to have your finger on the pulse with where they're at and how they're feeling. And then briefings, I think, I could talk about briefings forever, but nobody holds them in importance the way we do, I think. It's the only time of the day where you have everyone in your team in the same room, and if anyone works in a restaurant, you know how rare that is. And really using them. So our briefings are less important on who's coming in that day and small ingredient changes on a dish. It's about building trust with each other. So trainings on being radically candid and being able to give feedback, and games on getting to know each other. You know, you work together every day, but you don't really know personal facts about each other, because that builds trust. And once you have trust, you have a team that feel like they have a voice and can speak up, and that creates a retention scheme in itself.
I think if here's any chef works, I had a question to the one student recently, are you working at the back of the house or front of the house? And the student says, I'm the chef. I'm the chef. But people consider the front of the house is a little more like part-time. Yep. And it could be, but I need to, and JP knows too, and chef need to know, the front of the house service team is your conductor of your art. If you don't have a proper conductor, you can bring your art to your guest. So that's how we work together with the JP and me. And I respect my artist so highly, so much. He's most talented chef to me at least. But I fully understand his art, and I can transfer this art to the guest and audience. That's how we bloom together. So service, without hospitality, without service, I think the experience is incomplete.
100%. Couldn't agree more.
Ne kadar sade en sade.
With restaurants and technology and everything evolving, really, how do you think technology has influenced the guest experience in fine dining? And what does the future relationship with technology and hospitality look like? Will it ever replace that true human connection?
In last probably 3-4 years, the many things replace things from the human to technology. I don't need my personal assistant because I have a ChatGPT. ChatGPT can help everything for me.
It's amazing.
But what I'm telling to my team, especially for the service team, the human being, the emotion and connection can replace probably forever. Because we are not the people we are going to enjoy the meal with a pill. We are going to enjoy the moment with the people. We are going to enjoy the temperature. We are going to enjoy some emotion together that can be replaced from the robots or technique. There's some benefit. We are using the new technology system and application. We can help about the operation. But as a human being, I don't think the hospitality is something we can lose forever in our life.
Sure. Is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think it's like one of the last places you can go and get a real human connection. You go clothes shopping, you do self-checkout, you buy tickets online, and people crave that. I crave that. I need to be around people, and that's one of the reasons I don't work in an office and I work in a restaurant in the first place. And I think that let's not forget all the good things that technology has done for restaurants, booking systems. you know, we use a booking system that allows us to write amazing notes and keep track on our guests so that we can give them a more personal experience every time that they come, and make them feel really special. So I think let's not take away from that. But yeah, there will never be a place to remove humans completely from hospitality.
Yeah, and I think I always see it even when I'm sat in the tube now, like everyone is looking at their phones all the time. And I think when you're eating, you physically can't. I mean, some people do, but it is a moment to be able to kind of share and connect. A personal question in terms of your favourite, a place that you really believe, it can be anywhere in the world, Ellia, a place that you believe where the service is truly, truly memorable, and why?
If you say the call first.
Pardon?
Call first, probably. But I think service and experience about the voice of the restaurant and voice of the cuisine is not, for me, my favorite and memorable experience probably the Noma. Noma team is not wearing any black and white suit or tie. They are not really synchronized service, but when we go there, everyone come together and say hello to the guests. And the service is not really about, their voice is not only about the food, their voice is not only about the service, about like team. They really make a memorable experience. Wow, here has a soul. The soul is about the experience, and soul is about the service. That's how I remember that time for a long time. And when I think about the Noma team is, of course, every single dish is amazing, but most memorable thing is not about the food, not about the beverage pairing, about, wow, their team is so united. They are really clicked together, they are dancing together. It's about the show. I feel like I didn't go to the fine dining restaurant, I went to enjoy some show, the Broadway show. And that's how I remember about the service.
Love it. Edie?
I mean, I haven't dined at Auditorium yet, but I was lucky enough to spend some time with you, and I kept saying it was like watching the ballet, watching your service. It was amazing. But my most memorable, I mean, I'm lucky to have dined in some incredible places, but it comes down to personal touches for me. And I was at a place called San Domenico in Imola, and we'd been there all lunch. It was incredible. You sit in this old monastery and you're looking out, it's beautiful. And as a front of house member, I'm incredibly aware that they need a table back, or they want us to go, and I'm being a burden and I need to leave. And they invited us down to see the cellar. And at this point, it's like 4 o'clock, they need to be getting ready for dinner. We went downstairs to see this incredible wine cellar, and we were eyeing up all the wines, and they were like, wow, oh my God, amazing. And when we came up, I went to get my bag, and we were like, you need to let us go. And they're like, no, please sit, you've just been to the cellar. Why don't you go and pick a bottle and enjoy it out here? And just that invitation to overstay our welcome even more made us feel so comfortable. They'd seen how much we loved the cellar. They wanted to act on it and to let us enjoy it. And then came in with a plate of 40-month-old Parmesan to pair with it, with the wine that we'd chosen, which again invited us to stay even longer. And that just put down all of my barriers, and that felt amazing to have such a personal thing happen, which made you feel so comfortable in an uncomfortable situation.
Amazing. I remember when I was living in New York, I went to Blue Hill Stone Barns upstate, and I just had the most insane experience. I'd never had anything like that, where they would take us to different rooms and different parts of the farm, and we would sit in different spaces, get served different dishes. And I'll always remember, and I think I'd just been promoted to manager at Nomad at that time, and we went into the kitchen, and Dan Barber was there, and as soon as I walked in, he was like, hi Anneka, how's the Nomad? And I was like, and the fact that he'd obviously just, just looked to see who was coming in, what to say, just that moment for me also just made me feel special. And I think it's those little things that cost absolutely nothing. Like, he could have given me a champagne for free on arrival, and it wouldn't have meant as much as that moment where I was like, wow, this, just the kind of how thoughtful it was. So it brings us to the last question, really, I think, to sum up, what fine dining is, and if you think fine dining is dying, what's happening? Ellia?
Fine dining is our culture is constantly evolving. The fine dining is alive in a different format. I hope to know, especially for the hospitality people, without your work, I hope you be proud of yourself. And without service, without hospitality, and our work is really impact someone's personal life, really impact about the community and the world too. And the hospitality is not coming from the CV, it's not coming from your certification. Hospitality is coming from your every single day's life. And this will be part of our fine dining too. And the culture needs to be evolving, and fine dining is evolving, and probably that's how the fine dining has been changed in the last decade too. But I still believe hospitality has the power to change everything here. That's why we are working for our industry to make a better food and better life and better service. So I really want to support who want to be a server or hospitality people in the future. I hope to see your aura. Without us, Chef Santi is not here, Chef JP is not here. The Cole is not here, Auditorium is not here. You guys could be successful because of us. A service and hospitality, your warm heart is really important to make a better fine dining in the future.
I love that.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the term fine dining may be dying. Let's call it what I want: experience-based dining, personal-based dining. It will never go. As the world of technology grows even further, the need for warmth and experience with human connection grows stronger. And I think that we're the only industry that will probably benefit from keeping humans when the world's going in a different way. And it becomes more important to be authentic and to be genuine and to care, because that's what people want to see. And I think those kind of experiences really are priceless. And people will always want to celebrate, and they want to celebrate somewhere that is fun and warm and inviting.
It is amazing of hospitality.
Yeah. I think sometimes I feel so proud, but also lucky or grateful to work in an industry where actually our main aim is just to make people feel amazing.
Yeah.
And when you make people feel amazing, in turn, you become a better person. And I think that really does that's the purpose, right? And it's what a blessing to be able to do that for work.
Yeah, amazing.
Cool. That was my last question. I don't know if anyone else has questions or how long we've gone, but anything else to add?
No, we just make our life better every day and our work in our life. So please support the service industry and hospitality industry, and we work with the chef always together to make a better restaurant.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to invite you in front of the stage for shooting family photo. Evet, güçlü bir alkış rica ediyorum değerli konuklarımız için. Thank you Miss Anneka Brooks. MJMK Grup Restoran Direktörü Miss Anneka Brooks bizlerleydi. Nağın Hospitality kurucusu Miss Ellia Park bizlerleydi. Thank you. Genel Müdürü Sayın Edie Jobson bizlerleydi. Miss Edie Jobson teşekkür ediyoruz. Güçlü bir alkış rica ediyorum kendileri için. General Manager. It's a glad for us to host you. Thank you. Evet. Güçlü alkışlarla uğrayalım değerli konuklarımıza. Birbirinden değerli isimler bizlerleydi.